Good morning, my dear students. Welcome for the online class of 8th standard. So today we are going to continue the lesson Lithosphere. In that we are going to discuss today about the external forces. Already we have learned about the internal forces. So today we are going to learn the external force. So first we have to understand that what is external force. External force are the natural forces that modify the surface of the earth. Means the earth's surface not only going to change by the internal pressure, it is also going to change by the external pressure. ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಒತ್ತಡದಿಂದನೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲ್ಪದರಿನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್? ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್, ವಿಂಡ್, ರೈನ್ಫಾಲ್, snowfall, river, glacier, etc. Here you know the temperature meaning shaka, wind so ಗಾಳಿಯ ಒತ್ತಡ, rainfall ಮಳೆಯ ರಭಸ, snowfall so ಹಿಮದ ರಾಶಿ, river so ನೀರಿನ ಹರಿಯುವಿಕೆ, glacier ಹಿಮಪಾತ. So these are all the changes are going to make the earth's surface from one place to another place. It is going to change. These forces act on the surface of the earth constantly and change its future. So on the base of that we are going to make the external force through the weathering, how it is going to change. In weathering there are three types. One is a mechanical weathering, second one is chemical weathering, and the third one is biological weathering. So first we have to understand what is weathering. Weathering is a wearing away or breaking down the gradual disintegration of rock by the agents. So weathering means what here? The pressure of any kind of an external force which is going to disintegrate the rocks into very small tiny particles. It is called as a weathering. So how many types are there in a weathering? Three types: mechanically, chemically, and biologically. So how the mechanically the rocks are going to be disintegrated into tiny particles, that we have to understand. My dear students, you know that when the rock is broken, it is going to disintegrate without any chemical changes, without chemical alteration. That process is called as a physical weathering. For example, the agents of a mechanical weathering or temperature, wind, frost, etc. So temperature, through the heat of an sun, what happens? The rocks are going to disintegrate. In summer season you can see, so whenever you are going to step down on the floor, so it is going to be feeling that heat. While the long hour the stone is going to observe the sun rays, when it is going to become heat, later when evening time it becomes a cool. This contrast make the rock to divide into tiny particles. By the pressure of a wind also what happens? It is going to be disintegrated. Frost means a daytime, through the sunlight the rock is going to become heat, and at the early morning of a day, due to the cool temperature, it is going to be in contrast. So this contrast of heating and cooling make the rock divided into tiny particles, or it is going to disintegrate, or it is going to break. It is called as a mechanical weathering, that you have to keep in the mind. Now chemical weathering. So whenever the rainwater mix with the different kind of any chemicals, and it is going to apply on the rock, so the rocks are going to disintegrate. It is called as a chemical weathering. While a proper sentence, what is chemical weathering means, mainly about by the action and substance dissolved in a rainwater. So this dissolved rainwater is going to have the four types. One is oxidation, carbonation, hydration, and solution. What is oxidation means, when the oxygen dissolved in a water, it reacts with certain minerals, especially iron. It convert into an iron oxides. So this make the rock is into disintegrate. Carbonation means what? When the rainwater falls on a limestone rocks, there what happens, the calcium which is present, calcium carbonate which is present in the rock absorb the carbon dioxide and it is going to disintegrate into calcium biocarbonate. So this is also chemical changes. It is called as a carbonation. Hydration means what? The process of mineral in a crystalline or when it absorbs the rainwater, it become a powder. So it is called as a feldspar, is common rock forming by the crystalline minerals. So like these chemical changes with mixing of a rainwater, the different kind of chemicals, the rocks are going to disintegrate. And solution, when the rain falls on the surface of the land, it dissolves with some soluble mineral which is present in the rock and forms. It is also called chemical weathering. So like this, the four types of chemical weathering we are going to see on the earth surface, which makes the earth surface changing from one place to another place. Next one is biological weathering. So what is biological weathering? Means the decayed or of the plants, a decayed part of a human beings, when it is going to dissolve into a soil. So this kind of dissolution is called humus, is going to present in the soil. This humus are going to be disintegrating rocks into different kind of a particles. It is come also under the biological weathering. So for example, so the growth of a plant, expansion of roots of a plant or an animal which are going to make borrowing the animals like rabbits, rats are going to borrow the earth, and human beings when we are making mining or construction of works, we are going to make some kind of effect for to the primary rocks which are underground the earth. So these kind of changes, whenever it take a place, it is called as a biological weathering. Like this, what happens through weathering, the earth surface is going to change. So not only in a one process, there is another one process for the surface of the earth is going to change. Another one kind of a changes, it is called as a denudation. What is denudation? Means the changing of a earth surface by the different kind of a natural agents such as rivers, glaciers, underground water, wind, sea waves. So these are all considered as a denudation or the agents of the denudation, which is going to disintegrate the particles, and through erosion or through transportation or through deposition, a different kind of a landforms are going to form. It is called as a denudation. So for example, how the river is going to be in the agent of a denudation. A mass of a fresh water flowing from its source of a mouth along with the definite course, it is called as a river. ಅಂದರೆ ನದಿ ಸೊ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ವೇಗ, ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಮಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕ್ರಮವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ನದಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದ ರಿವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಡೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಡೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಮೇನ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ರಿವರ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ from birth place to where the river is going to take a birth, it is called as a source of a river, or it is called as a mouth. But where it is going to meet to the ocean, it is called as a mouth. So where it is going to take a birth, it is a source. Where it is going to meet to the sea or ocean, it is called as a mouth. So in between, so one stream is going to join with the other stream of the main river, it is called as a tributaries. Tributaries means in Kannada it is called as upanadigalu. So small streams which are going to add for to the main stream along with the course of a river, wherever it is going to meet, wherever it is going to join, so that place in English it is called as confluence. Confluence means what? ಸಂಗಮ. ಒಂದು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಹರಿತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನದಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ 2 ಅಥವಾ 3 ಉಪನದಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ್ತಾವೋ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಸಂಗಮ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ confluence. The course of the river, whenever the river is going to flow from the source to the mouth, it is having the 3 stages. The stages are going to be divided into upper course, middle course and the lower course. In a upper course we can see different kind of landforms created by the river. In a middle course different kind of landforms it creates, where in the lower course also it is going to make the different kind of landforms. So let us see in a upper course what are the landforms can be created by the river. So vertical erosion is most common due to a steep slopes leading to the deeping of a values. ನದಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ? ಅತಿ ಎತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಹರಿಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದ ಗಾರ್ಗಸ್, ಕಣಿವೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆನಾಯ್ನ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೀಸ್, ವಾಟರ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಜಲಪಾತಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವಿ ಶೇಪ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಆಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಧಾಮಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ in the first stage of an river where it is going to take a birth. It is called as a upper course. The second one is middle course. Whenever it is going to move towards to the slope areas, there is a transformation, means whatever the particles which is being disintegrated in the upper course will be shifted for to the middle course. In the middle course the river path is going to become moderate. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದರ ಹರಿವಿಕೆಯ ಅಗಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ is high, but in a middle course it becomes little less, because the width of a river where it is going to flow, it is going to become somewhat large. So due to that what happen, the velocity of the water, force of the water is going to reduce. Here it is going to deposit some material and creating some kind of landforms. For example, it is called as alluvial fans or a meanders. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಅಲುವಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಲುವಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ರೇಖೆಯ ಮಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಿನರಲ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಫಲವತ್ತಾದ ಮಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮಿಯಾಂಡರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿವರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಲೋವರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಹೀಗೆ ಹರಿತಾ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ source to when it is going to join for to the sea and ocean, what I told you, it is the point of mouth. So there what happens, it is going to deposit some materials what it is carried from upper course, middle course, that it is going to dump into the lower course. There you can see, so the flood plains, natural levees, oxbow and the lakes, deltas. For example, deltas means where the two rivers are going to meet, there it is going to have some kind of so the alluvial kind of soil, it is being deposited in a mountain shape. It is called as a deltas. For example, the world largest delta which is created in India, it is Ganga and Brahmaputra, where in the Africa it is created by the river Nile. So from Ganga and Brahmaputra you can see Sundarban Delta. These are the best example, the true denudation in the lower course. So these kind of deltas are going to be created. So the work of river from source to the mouth, whatever it is going to create a different kind of landforms, it is called as fluvial cycle. What it is going to call? Fluvial cycle. Now let us study one more denudation agent. It is called as a glacier. Glacier means what, my dear students? Glacier means the mountain upon a mass of ice which have stored due to an gravitation force, due to its weight and due to its temperature. Through what happens, that is going to move towards to the slope areas. A sudden movement or a movement of the ice or a snow on the mountains towards to the slope areas, how it is going to pass or how it is going to move, it is called as a glacier. A mass of ice, snow, which is pulled by the down of its weight ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಎ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಿಮದ ರಾಶಿ ತನ್ನ ಗುರುತ್ವಾಕರ್ಷಣೆಯ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಹಿಮಪಾತ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ತಪ್ಪುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಗ್ಲೇಷಿಯರ್. ಇನ್ ಗ್ಲೇಷಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ mainly two types. One is continental glacier and another one is mountain glacier. Continental glacier means in the pole section. So what happens, the whole the water body is going to be converting into a ice, and due to a regular snowfall, so on that places the mountains are going to create by the snowfall. It is called as a continental glacier. You can see this one in Antarctica. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂಟಾರ್ಟಿಕಾ ಓಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೀನ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಿಯರ್ ನೀವು ಇಂಥ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟಲ್ ಗ್ಲೇಷಿಯರ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ absence of any sunlight and a minus temperature, instead of a rainfall, what is there, it is going to cause snowfall. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳುವ ಬದಲು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಮ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಮ ಬಿದ್ದು ಬಿದ್ದು ಅದು ರಾಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲೇಷಿಯರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ mountain or alpine or valley glacier. So for example, the mountains which are above from the sea level more than 3500 meter or up to the Mount Everest 8848 meters, there what it is going to call fall, instead of a rainfall, snowfall is going to create. There the weight of snow, whenever it is going to lose its gravitation, immediately that snow will melt, or it is suddenly going to flow towards to the down areas. It is called as a mountain, alpine or a valley glaciers. So at that situation, it is going to form different kind of a landforms. So which are the landforms are created by the glacier? Here I am going to tell you. The one is a side cuttings, means where the sunlight is going to fall, there the snow is going to melt slowly. It makes the mountain in a side cutting. And cirque means in circle shape. And horn, some of the mountains are going to be appearing as a needle shape. And arete and U-shaped valley, hanging valleys, rock steps. So these are all going to be created by the glaciers. The transformation and the deposition of work of glacier goes almost all together. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ನೋ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ನೋ ಜೊತೆಗೇನೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಬಿಲೋ ದ rock, it is going to cut and it is going to be coming towards to the down area. It is called as ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫೋರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡಿಪೋಸಿಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್? ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೊರೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ರುಮ್ಲಿನ್ಸ್, ಇಸ್ಕರ್, ಕೇಮ್ಸ್, ಔಟ್ವಾಶ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸ್, till plains etc. are going to created by the mountain or valley glaciers. Moraines are the most important landforms are created. In moraines there are three types. One is a lateral moraines, and another one is a middle moraines, and the third one is a terminal moraines. Lateral moraines means rock debris along the sides of the glacial valley is deposited. In a middle moraines, so it meets in a middle moraines that is going to be creating. In lateral moraine, the floor is going to create on the bottom of the glacial valley. Terminal moraines deposit found at the end of the glacier. So like this what happened through the glacier, so different kind of landforms are going to create. The work of glacier is also called as a glacial cycle. My dear students, now you have understood